Welcome back. I got another patrol story for you. I've been on about 2.5 years. I had a partner that we were together for a while, maybe 6-7 months together. Remember now, when you work together, it's not like sitting in a cubicle next to someone. You're in the car next to you for 8 hours every night. You take the same days off, so you talk about your families and your kids, and so you get pretty close, get really tight. Of course, police tactics have to be precise and correct, so worked out really well. This particular time of the department, they bought horrible cars. They bought Mercury Montegos, okay? Big old behemoths, 2 doors, low to the ground, almost like getting into a golf car or a go-kart. All this testing, all this fancy guys in our department that test cars, everything, they recommended to the department what cars we should pick, and then they go to the city and the county and they pick the cheapest ones. They get the low bidder, okay? That's what we always joked about these earthquake-proof buildings, the police stations. Yeah, the problem is they built the buildings from the lowest bidder. They didn't buy from a contractor by Kmart, or they didn't build it by a contractor from Macy's. They bought it from a contractor from Kmart. Okay, so who knows when that bill's going to come down? And who do you sue? Everybody's backed up anyway. Anyway, getting offline here. Horrible car. Okay, at the same time we got the Mercury Montegos, brand new, maybe a couple thousand miles on them. The energy shortage hit. 73, the oil embargo. Some of you people my age will remember that. Other people know. Couldn't get gas anywhere. Okay, so the city came down and said, we're going to save gas. So when you make a traffic stop, turn your motors off. Okay? It's going to save gas. Otherwise, their engines are idling the whole time. Okay? Trying to save. These are bean counters taking over now. Okay? So our chief said, wait a minute, what if the guys take off? What if they have to go and pursue it? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well, somebody didn't tell them that not only is this a bad idea just in general, but the fact was the Montegos had car batteries that were built by the low bidders. Okay? And a hot day, like in August, June, July, August, September, where it's 105 at night, okay, the batteries, here's the thing about cars, man, those batteries get hot. In the old days, you could see the top, which was black plastic, and it start to dip because it's so hot that they're starting the plastic started to fail. So we'd have a hard time starting the cars. Nobody told them that. So we're at roll call, 30 of us in there, 40 of us in there. And here comes the work, against the bean counter lieutenant, a different one, one of the stories I had earlier on a realcopstoryvideos.com about a bad lieutenant and a cat problem. Look that one up. This is a different one. But they're all bean counters, okay? This is the order of the day. We're all going, everybody's yelling, you got to be kidding me. We'll never restart the cars. Why are we saving pennies why are we saving pennies to spend dollars? What is it? That's the order of the day. Shut up. Okay, well, okay, fine. If your boss tells you at work, you're going to use blue Xerox paper, and it's wrong, white's the right one, you're going to use blue. Why? Because that's your supervisor. Fine, we'll do what you're told. Sergeants didn't like it. Like 6, 8 sergeants up there, they don't like it. Okay? So a couple of guys older than me officers are going, hope you got jumper cables, Sarge. Mine going to restart. Neither is mine. I go, all right, God, we got jumper cables. All right, fine. Yeah, okay. Citywide on any given night, there's got to be at least 400 police cars out there. Okay, 400. You see, some of you people see, you drive up the streets in Orange County, wherever you're driving, you see 2 police cars on the side of the road, stop somebody, go, wow, look at that. There's 6 cops or 3 cops. Wow, okay. Picture 400 cars, okay? I can't even imagine that. And I work a big department, okay? 465 square miles, you got to have police cars everywhere, okay? So that's 400 cars, 800 cops. 2 man per cars, okay? A lot of cops. Every night. So sure enough, just our division, our frequency on the radio, we all clear, okay? A half an hour into the watch. X27, I need a supervisor, my car won't start. Roger, there goes one of the sergeants, off he goes. And we made a stop. Click, 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 click. You heard that sound before, right? In your own personal car? And what's weird is, the radios still work, which is really strange. We didn't have radios on our hip. These are on the hardwired. But just like your car, if you remember, if your car won't start, you ever notice your radio still works? Which is really strange. It always happens all the time. You go, why is my radio still working, but I can't start the car? Well, because the car needs amps, I guess, to crank up the starter, which takes a lot of power. The radio is just 12 volts. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we call for a supervisor. And now, again, the bottom line is that who ultimately suffers? I'm still getting paid. The public. They're not getting police service because we're jumping cars. So the public ultimately suffers on this, okay? So we're sitting there waiting for here he comes. Thanks a lot. Off we go. All night long. There must have been 30 to 40 jumps all night long. And some of the guys, we cheated. We kept our car running. I said, I'm not going to turn my car off. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. And one of the cars says, we have I'm in pursuit, disregard. What do you mean? My car won't start. The guy pulled a guy over. He took off. They went to get him. They already turned their car off because there was going to be a ticket. He took off, and they can't restart the car, and they're just sitting and watch the guy go into the sunset. Okay. Okay, so that happened that night. Okay. And apparently we weren't the only ones, obviously. We had 18 geographical divisions. Who knows, 20 cars per division. So next day, the order came out, do not stop your cars. Okay, we're all going, wow, that's amazing. You know, of course, the lieutenant now has to eat his words because he's defending a flawed policy. Okay, I believe in defending a good policy, but not a flawed one. And when I became a supervisor, I go back and tell them, this is flawed, man. And they go, well, that's the order of the day. Thank you. It's on your shoulders. I'll tell them it's your order of the day because I am against it completely. Okay, so now we're talking about that, right? So and then here's finally, they were going, well, wait a minute, Sarge. Okay, even though we can keep our cars running, we still half the jumps were cars won't start. Even if you were just sitting there after a radio call, we go talk to a citizen, take a report, you come back in your car, it won't start. He goes, good that you mentioned that. He says, every available car tonight, when you get a chance, go downtown to electronics building, and they have new batteries for all the police cars. Okay, so we went over there that night after about 2 hours in, and here's this pallet, huge pallet stacked with batteries, and you know what they bought? They bought Sears diehards. Finally, okay. That in those days that was a state-of-the-art battery. Nowadays you have Delco and all these other different brands, but in those days diehard was the bomb. They were the primo. So the police department got upset and went out there and ordered 500 batteries. And Sears, no problem. They get their warehouse and bring them out on a forklift. Give you the check, and they're happy to do that. So we got all our new batteries put in there. Cars fire right up. We're good to go. Now, a little side note on that. About a week later, I think I'll combine this to another story here, but I'll bring it into this one. Partner's driving, I got the car, we get a hot call. Burglary in progress. I go, Roger, we're on our way. Makes the turn, and Mercury Montego. There goes the right front tire. Boing, 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 down the street. I'm looking at it, I'm looking back, and my partner goes, I got no brakes. And finally, I got brakes. So he put his foot on the emergency brake, and on the pad, I can see him hold him down, trying to stop this behemoth going down the street. We're only doing about 30 miles an hour, but you ever had any people out there had a car with no brakes? You could be going 5 miles an hour. You have no control over that car. So we finally got it to a stop. As soon as we stopped, the car went bonk. So, well, that's weird. Huh. So we get out and we look. Well, not only did the tire come off, but what's it bolted to, the drum assembly for the brake, that's gone. All that's left in the front is this axle sticking out where everything sits on. It's just sitting there. And we're looking at it like this. Okay, and we call for our supervisor. He pulls up and he goes, oh my God, was anybody hurt? Because, where's the tire? It's over there. And he said, sorry, should have seen it. It hit, it bounced about 5 feet. It bounced about 4 feet, all the way down the street. And it weighed, the tire, people know about tires weigh about 30 pounds maybe. The hub weighs about 30 pounds. You got 60, 70 pounds bouncing down the sidewalk. If it had taken, some poor citizen been there or a mom with his child, it would have taken them right out. Would have killed them, not hurt them. Unbelievable. So we had to call for a tow, and they took the whole thing on a flatbed and picked up the tire, and we're going back and pick up another Montego. Oh God, what a horrible car. And eventually they got rid of them, but it's just low bidder, cheapest car. Mercury probably smiled and said, well, we got these guys bamboozled. We sold them 400 cars that are a piece of crap. And but that's a little side note on that. So the good old days of no gas and horrible cars. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that story. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.